1 second while we get Ryan in here. 1 second. All right, we're going to go ahead and kick this off. Ryan will be joining us shortly. Thomas, how's your day going, man?
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, got you, Ryan.
Perfect.
Hey. All right, welcome to a little chat with the community, chat with us, going over, a few things today. So, Thomas, you there? Can you your mic working?
Technical difficulty. I'm good.
Hey.
I'm good. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So, elephant in the room, past 24 hours. So, because we are a company, there are labor laws and employee rights, and so we have to respect those. So we can't comment too much in regarding to why people left or what the reasons were. So I'm just going to preface that right there. However, I will say, we've been kind of started this company restructuring about a month ago. There's teams being built, teams being merged with other teams, so we can be more agile and be able to produce more products. The wallet team being one of them. And Ryan, I'll let you go ahead and share the good news.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like John said, guys, this has been something of a movement behind the scenes for over a month now. When John, brought me in, we have already started a lot of reorganization, and like John mentioned, a lot of those things we don't really talk about because this is kind of a business thing that you're doing in the back end. The good news is this movement that we've been doing in this reorganization, we're kind of on the tail end of it. So, with the wallet team specifically, this is a whole new team that's already been in the making for over a month now. And we have been building, absolutely rock star teams. So we are really excited about that. And now with the wallet,
Yeah,
as far as the wallet goes, we have submitted to Android. We resubmitted. So that's already staged. Once that goes through, we're going to have something that's going to that we're going to have for the community. So really excited about that. But go ahead.
And then
John,
other elephant in the room. Yeah, other elephant in the room. I'm going to comment a little bit on rumors. Rumors are usually never correct, and they usually get distorted and get changed when they go into an echo chamber. But no, Thomas is not leaving Safemoon. Thomas.
Hey guys. So, yeah, I guess I'll just hit it on the head. When you're trying to make plans internally to lead a better life, like be healthier and stuff. You've got people who over here that they tell stories, they come back, 2 days later, I wake up to find out that I'm leaving. It's kind of a surprise to me. So when that sort of thing pops up, I lose days just trying to deal with the outcome. So I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving.
Nope.
Like,
so
no.
Yeah. 1 second. So I believe we're going to be having one of our moderators joining us on this as well. 1 second. So he'll be joining us shortly, but we can kind of dive into some of the questions that were submitted to us, and then we'll open it up to the rest of the community and to the rest of the people here on this Twitter space. Cool. All right. One of the questions I have is, are you going to hire more people with corporate experience, specifically within the roles of the COO and CTO? Yes. So we've been working on company restructuring. While the decision to replace was not made lightly, sometimes you have to make difficult decisions in order for the mission to get done, in order for us to progress and for us to evolve. So yes, we've been interviewing, we've been looking, and we have kind of a short list put together right now for both the COO and the CTO. But we have to make sure it's the right fit. So that's what we're currently working on at this time. So Jack, Thomas, wow. Thomas, Ryan, any comments on that?
No, you said it. You said it perfectly, Thomas. Do you have anything?
Yeah, I mean, you got to hire the right people for the roles, and whoever's going to fill those roles are going to be perfect for them. So I'm full confidence. Like, I've seen the our buffer of resumes right now, and it's huge. So I'm concerned at all.
Yeah.
I will say that I am very proud of the team that we've been building. And, we don't release names of all the developers that we're working with. These people work behind the scenes, but wow, I am so impressed with the team that we've built and how fluid they are, how well they work together, and how passionate these people are. And it's such a gift to go into my job every day and sign on to that Slack and start helping these team members, and to see how much work and productivity and how just passionate they are for where Safemoon can go and where we can go as a company is so refreshing. And I want everybody here listening to this to know that we have built and we are building even more rockstar teams. And Safemoon is in good hands. And we have some amazing people, very bright minds that we have been hiring. And we are very selective on that.
Yeah.
And everyone here that's listening to this should have comfort in knowing that we are going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, and a company's culture kind of ebb and flows with the people within it, and sometimes a culture change, whether it be to corporate or less corporate, just doesn't fit with some people, and you're gonna see that in any company, in any corporation. All right, kind of diving into the next question, which was, would you wish anything over the last 24 hours could have happened differently? Of course. While I'd like to make and give more specifics on that, again, there's laws, policies, and employee rights, and we have to be professional, and we will be professional because that's what Safemoon demands, and that's what I expect from all my team members as well. So, the next question that we had was, why did things not get to addressed to the community before things came out, before those posts were made? Now, again, same comment I made before. Ryan, this kind of falls into your realm, and I know we discussed it in regards to the wallet. The question is, are they going to integrate the NIST security, so the encryption? And if so, how far? So from what I'm tracking, we went with the 12-word passphrase initially. There's some other innovations we're working on in the background, but I'll leave this to you.
Yeah, sure. So there's always a strategy in how we have to implement these kinds of changes. The number one thing, I know everybody is excited about the encryption, but we have to think really long term, and we have to think how we're going to do this. So the very first step in any encryption is, we have users out there already using decentralized wallets, right? So they're already using, MetaMask and Trust and all of these others. So they're familiar with a certain way. Now, if you want to bring those users over into your technology, if you start out with a brand new encryption right off the bat, what's going to happen? All of those users won't know how to come onto your technology, right? Because they're going to have that blocker. They're going to be used to the seed phrase, the mnemonic. Well, how do I incorporate and basically import my wallet into this new wallet? I don't feel comfortable with that. So you have to do it in stages. So what we're doing is we're first going to be implementing our wallet with the standard BIP39 encryption. And then what that will do is that will help us with adopting users from other decentralized wallets. They'll be more comfortable coming into the Safemoon wallet They'll be using the old traditional standard. And then what we'll do is we'll start launching subsequent updates to the Safemoon wallet. And then what that will do is that will basically be kind of like a soft launch, or would allow users to now be pulled into our ecosystem. And then with our encryption, which is really exciting, our encryption will be able to basically be implemented in such a way that it unifies all of our products. But I'm not going to go into that. It's really exciting. I'm going to stop it there. But that is our approach, and it's a very strategic approach in how we do user adoption.
All right, so we have one of our moderators, Ryan. Thank you for the explanation. And man, I'm really excited about the about the encryption stuff and the rest of the ecosystem. But Cats RS, please introduce yourself. You're one of our moderators. Please introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, I'm Katz. I go by Katz Rose. I've been in the beginning of the project really in terms of as an investor, as a holder, and yeah, it's been a passion of mine to educate the community in many different ways. I'm predominantly on Facebook and YouTube, and I've also been on the Twitter as well. So that's my main role, is to just give as much information as I can to the community in whichever shape or form that may take.
Awesome, cool. And Katz, I believe you are monitoring the YouTube and the Facebook, correct? And
Yep.
we'll be feeding questions from there. Great. All right, so we're going to get through a few more questions, and then we're going to open this up to the community here on the Twitter space, as well as the other platforms. Great. Okay. Okay, so basically it's saying where audits are needed, will they be done ahead of time before product launch, such as V2? Will that be done before or after? So in terms of audits, we're currently looking at one of the big four. You know, you have PwC, Ernst & Young, Deloitte. I always forget the fourth, but so you have the big four, and so we're actually looking at working with them to do not just an audit on our products, but also just a generalized audit. So we're super excited about that partnership, and we'll let you know when we have more information. So
we also do security on
yes.
our product relaunch. So heavy security audits on the wallet, for example, that's also going on behind the scenes, which people aren't privy to. So a lot of different security assessments and audits that we're always doing for the security of the users.
All right. Hey, Katz, I believe you have some questions as well.
Yeah, so I'll take this from a social media standpoint. Is the community feels that social media has a great disconnect in terms of getting more involved with crypto as a whole. Is there any plans to make sort of an involved decision in terms of hiring any sort of social medias that are invested within crypto and like-minded to crypto space for the social media platforms that we are on?
Excellent question. Yes, and the first step was part of this restructuring. So we'll have more comments on the marketing team here in the near future. Near future, I mean in the next couple of days. But yes, we do definitely want to have our social media more connected with the community and have a lot more interaction in that regard. And so that's been one of our priorities, is getting back to that. So part of the company restructure is making sure that the marketing team, our social media management team, is more in tune with the community and is more focused on community engagement versus other items. So, all right, we're going to open this up now to an open forum a little bit for 4 questions, and then we're going to go back to some of the other questions that we have. Thomas, looks like you unfroze. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm back. That was weird.
No worries. All right. Let's take the first question. Hello. All right. Donnie's.
think you got to put your mic on.
All right, we're gonna get someone else up right now. Well, there we go. All right. Yeah, please feel free to speak. Welcome. Comments, questions, concerns. We're here to have a discussion.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, how's it going?
Good,
Hello.
thank you.
Hey,
Just a quick question regarding all the projects that you have with the wallet being delayed. Are any other projects like the blockchain, the exchange, will they be delayed or will they be on time?
Right now, Ryan and I are working through a revised timeline, and when we understand more what's going on, and get more clear deadlines, we'll put some information out. Ryan?
Yeah, same. I mean, really, it comes down to just getting alignment, and right now with kind of the restructuring that we're doing, and then also building out the other teams as well. We are still working on things behind the scenes in parallel, so that's good. But as we have more information, we'll definitely let you know.
Great. Donnie's or Safemoon Reflection Hoarder, anything?
Yeah, as far as releases and kind of the videos that are put out on Twitter, social media, things like that, I know there was kind of a big buildup, and when the wallet was released, and just everybody anticipating for that, and then obviously something happened to where we had to pull back and things like that. Going forward, when things are released, is there going to be more of an effort internally to kind of say, hey, are we 100% on this, and can we go ahead and roll this out, and not really make it so much of a hype buildup to get to that point, and then if something were to happen to where it's kind of a letdown? Really do appreciate all y'all are doing. Just wanted to pose that question.
Yes, and this is why the company restructure is also happening. When you have an event like that take place within any tech company, actions are taken internally in order to make sure that never happens again, or at least you do everything in your power to mitigate from that stuff happening again. From the way we report information up to the way the internal development process is done, we changed it up completely, especially with Ryan coming on board and everything that he's done. We have a different launch timeline and schedule in regards to how we're going to launch a product. So, Ryan, you want to kind of go into a little bit of that?
Yeah. So I'm glad you asked that. So really, the way that we're going to be approaching this is when we have set deadlines like that. The way that we're going to be approaching is if it's staged and the other third parties we're waiting on, like say for example Apple or Android, if we have to wait on them, nothing will be said that there's going to be a launch. No marketing will go out. There's a launch on a certain day until we have already checked those third parties and their audits off of the list. Once that's done, then it's safer to say, okay, hey, if we do have a launch date, then it can be on this day, because we already know that waiting on those third parties is already done. And that's how it's going to be moving forward for all of the products that we do. So if there's ever any kind of blocker or third party in the way or an audit that needs to happen, we're going to make sure that that's done first, and all of our betas done first, and all of that great stuff. Unless we have a launch where we want to do a beta, then it's a little different. And then we can have launch dates on betas as long as the infrastructure and the planning is in place. But absolutely addressed moving forward. Absolutely, we've learned from this, and we're very excited for how we're going to be handling this in the future. So yeah, thanks. Great question.
All right. Sorry about that. Lost connection there for a second. Okay. Cats. Now, let's field some questions from the other platforms, YouTube and Facebook Live.
Yeah, so we've got one for Popper more specifically. Could you elaborate on your comments of the hard fork slash the reverse split with what's happening with V2? Is there anything that you can share on that? Because people are kind of getting mixed messages. It's a hard fork, it's a reverse split. So they just want a little bit of clarification on V2.
Yeah, so typically we've seen it many times in the space where you have a token that needs to be updated. You don't have a lot of write functions that you can go and change some of your settings. So what you got to do is hard fork. That one should have been obvious, I think, to everyone as soon as we started talking about playing with our code base and updating it, getting ready for the ecosystem, that sort of thing. So hard fork inevitable. We've been talking about bridges, bridge into a hard fork. And that's how we do our migration down the road. So when people talk about reverse splits, this is very much a stonks thing. In my mind, reverse splits traditionally are very different from token consolidations. I mean, I'm sure that anyone who's ever Googled it will find out that a reverse split is typically a indicator of negative happenings within an organization. But in the case of tokens, when you consolidate them, it can be extremely helpful to the ecosystem, because right now we have an extremely high circulating flow. We want to reduce that. So you know, people talked about my 100 million mark at one point, my hypothetical number, which I'm sure will I'm going to see a resurgence of questions about this, but people had asked me for ages, how is it that you can reduce the total supply if a random whale has over that 100 million mark? And that's exactly how we do it, is a consolidation. And as always, you know, those numbers are not confirmed. So we're not going to talk about that right now. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And this is an upgrade. Yeah. You know, we identified evolution points, and Thomas identified evolution points within our contract where we can improve on. So Thomas?
Yes, hello. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think the second portion was about the hard fork.
Right. So the hard fork, it's not a scary thing. It will lead to the fixes that people are screaming at us about, which obviously we need to buckle down and get to work on that. And the more screaming that happens, the less work gets done. So yeah, the V2 is an upgrade. It's an evolution on the existing feature set. You know, we've added some functions, removed some that didn't make sense. It's what people want. So in the end, the hard fork and the consolidation, those two things can happen at the same time. Not confirmed, because that part, the consolidation, reverse split, not ironed out. So yeah, I mean, I'm seeing tweets right now, hard fork confirmed. I mean, hard fork was confirmed the second John said it. This was quite some time ago. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. All right. Katsares, anything else from the Facebook and YouTube?
The biggest one that I can see going through the chat is Popper. With recent events, I know that there has been a tweet out from yourself confirming your status, but just for everyone's peace of mind, can you just confirm your current position and what it is with your role in Safemoon?
Was that a question for me? Holy crap, I'm so sorry. I'm lagging so hard.
Oh, can you repeat that one more time, Katsares?
Yeah, so with recent events and everything that's happened, people are just concerned with, obviously, your status within the company, and they just want to know, obviously, that you've obviously confirmed that you aren't leaving, but they just want the reassurance from yourself is, what is your status within the company and what are you doing for Safemoon?
Right. So that makes a lot of sense. And like we were talking about before, rumors, right? The rumor mill. At the end of the day, I'm always going to be the wizard, no matter what my title is here. Like Elon, I feel like Elon and I can have that in common. Like, I don't need a title to be doing engineering. I don't need to be C-level to be supporting the community. So my talks internally will result in something. I think it'll be interesting, and I think everyone will be happy. So as far as my role and everything like that, right now I'm the CBO. That may change in the future, but it doesn't at all mean that I'm leaving. So I want to make that like super 100% clear, right? Always going to support, always going to be building with you. So don't worry about that. And as my side of the business expands, I want to make sure that we fill these roles with exceptional individuals that are able to take that and move forward. You know, like, be honest with you, my health is not that great. So there needs to be someone around that when I'm not doing so great, someone can step up, right? That's pretty cool. So in the end, I'm not leaving. So when you hear, if you don't hear it from me, it's a lie, or it's expounding on something that they heard. Might be accurate. So
Yeah.
I'm going to leave it there.
Awesome. Now we're going to take three new speakers from Twitter Space. Thank you, Cats Rest, for feeding us those questions. Welcome, Devin. Welcome,
Hello.
Crypto Kyle. Hello. And Safemoon J, welcome. Crypto Kyle, comments, questions, concerns.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thanks for coming out into this space. Community feels a lot better when you guys are out here talking to us. So I appreciate that. Somebody also said they'd give me $5K to ask them to marry them. So, Almighty Rover, will you marry me? Woo!
Oh.
And just to be clear, are you guys you guys are not affiliated with Safemoon?
Pardon me?
You guys are not affiliated with Safemoon, correct?
Safe burn, I think you said.
Safe earn.
Safe
okay.
Earn.
Sorry. Coming a little broken. Okay. So we currently do not associate with other projects in that manner. We haven't really had any discussions. I think, Thomas, you had one discussion in the past where, you know, you're like, oh, that's cool. And that association might have been in, you know, again, rumors spreading all over the place. That's cool. Turns into, oh, they're now working together. So no, we currently do not have a business-to-business relationship with Safe.
Okay. Well, hey, I appreciate you guys, and to the moon.
I want to step in this one.
Thank you, Crypto Kyle.
This one,
I hope she said
Okay.
yeah, I definitely have something to say. This means a lot to me. So when I have private conversations with people and my screenshots and things like that get out where I'm just trying to talk to someone about the protocol, and somehow that turns into, oh, I've signed something with them and we're working together. That's not like I've been having such a crazy difficult time having normal conversations with people on a human level that all I want to do is talk about the tech. People can't just stop for a second. Me speaking to people, this does not constitute a marketable event. You know, it's a normal business meeting, or it's me trying to figure out what's going on. So I want to put that out there. Like, if people are having conversations with me, you will spike the deal by putting it out public. So yeah, just put that out.
Yep. All right. Let's get three more speakers. Safemoon J.
Hi guys.
Hey.
Yeah, just wanted to ask, is the Android release going to be a full launch, or is it a beta launch?
It will be a full launch. So we submitted it as a full launch, meaning it will be, once it's approved, it will be searchable on Android.
Oh, that's great. And how far along are we on the iPhone one? Because I've got an iPhone.
Yeah, iPhone, we're just a little bit behind Android, not much. iPhone, as you guys know, or as many people will probably know, their approval process is a little bit longer. But as far as iPhone goes, we have not resubmitted to Apple just
I'm a
yet.
speaker. Hold on.
But we are just a little bit behind. So not by much though. So that will be coming in a little bit of a later stage, which is actually even better for us because then we can kind of do it in a staggered, right? So we can launch Android, get it out there, kind of help the people out, find some things that we've missed, and then be working on that. And then just a little bit after it'll be basically iOS's turn.
Yes, and iOS is always between Android and iOS. iOS is always the wild card when it comes to the approval process. Generally speaking, with Android, Ryan, in your experience, it's it could be anywhere between a couple hours to a couple days. So.
Yeah, a few days, and even with COVID right now and everything that's going on, we've found that the approval process is a little bit longer than it usually is. But we should be good.
All right, that's great. Thank you, guys. I'm not really bothered at the FUD. I wish you guys all the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey guys.
All right, who's next? Hey,
Hello.
how's it going?
Pretty good. Hey, Thomas. Just want to say thank you to all you guys. Been investors since I think the second week. Been a rough ride, a lot of goods, a lot of downs, a lot of ups. Just quick question. I'm not too fancy with crypto, so I just want to ask the V2 token that's coming out, is that gonna kind of change the price on the first token? I don't know. I'm kind of speaking out on pretty much everyone that's not a crypto wizard like Thomas. Pretty much that's my question.
So we don't necessarily talk about pricing predictions.
My question, is it going to,
but any,
because I had a token, it was called Bogged, and then they got like shut down or whatever, and then a new token was out, and then the old token was like,
Okay, gotcha. I see what you're saying. No, this isn't like that situation where one was taken down and the other one was not. So this is what Thomas, and feel free to cut in if I'm saying anything correct. It's a upgrade. It's a migration. It's an upgrade. So you have we have Safemoon version 1, which is great, but Safemoon version 2, we identified evolution points and different items we could improve upon. Just to make it, more accessible, have a higher quality, and also more security aspects to it. Because our goal is to always iterate, innovate. Thomas, did I cover that point pretty well? Or do you have any other additional?
I would only
insights?
add on that, look, when we go and do this upgrade, we're going to make it as frictionless as possible. So, yeah, like I wouldn't worry about this. Obviously, there's always going to be some kind of crazy movement that happens, but the point is to upgrade the contract. That's the primary concern.
Well, I have all the faith in the Safemoon team, Thomas, and you as well, John. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you. All right, who's next?
I'll go.
How's it
Hey,
going?
how's it going? Thanks for having me. So I'm so excited about the wallet release, and I've been getting into NFTs lately. So I was wondering, do you have a plan to integrate an NFT tab into the wallet?
Yes. I believe we in regards to the iOS, we're currently working through how that's going to work specifically. But with Android, yes, we are looking at having an NFT tab. That won't be on version 1 release or the initial release. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ryan.
Yeah, so it's kind of tricky with iOS. What's happening is iOS is actually blocking NFTs. They're blocking the ability to add NFTs. We actually didn't even know that until our first submission to iOS. And I guess what they're doing is if there's anything NFT related, they're rejecting the app. So we're trying to find out ways kind of, how to circumvent that, or a way that we can play nice, that won't be, we can introduce NFTs into the app that won't be rejected. So we have to get kind of creative with that. And there's always other ways around that too. Even if it's not on the app, there's other ways we can still offer NFTs through web and through responsive web, using on your phone. But that is something that's actually new, and it's like kind of a new thing that Apple's been doing now lately with NFTs. So.
Yeah. Thomas and I talk about NFTs a lot, maybe not in regards to, like NFT art, but applications beyond that. I mean, Thomas, you and I talked about, what if your social security number was essentially an NFT, or, just stuff like that in general, or house keys are your NFTs.
The deed to your home. I've spoken about this at length, like just embedding all of the compliant data that you would need to do something within the current system. Like insurance data, and immutably recorded insurance data would be perfect. Every industry out there has some piece of it that requires some kind of data that can't be changed, or data that needs to change hands. Dynamic. It's very interesting stuff. So years ago, I was working on a project where we used NFTs as game keys that you could transfer to friends, whereby the NFT would pay the creator of the game a piece of the movement. So, crypto and tokens, NFTs, everything that we're doing here, distributed ledgers, all of this kind of lends to what we're doing in the future.
Like Operation Phoenix.
Yeah.
So no, we do like NFTs, and yes, we will support those. It's just making sure we're within compliance with Apple stuff, but Android will have them. Version 1 or version 2 right now, Ryan? What are we looking at for that?
We would be on version 2 for that, for Android. Yeah, that would be more of a version 2 push. Obviously, getting out the MVP first, stay that, and then version 2 is going to be a lot of fun.
Cool. Yep. All right. I hope that answered your question. Do you have anything else? Okay. All right. Edward.
Hey, how's it going? I guess I'm last.
Oh, let's go.
Hey, Edward.
Hey, so each of you is, everything's exciting in this space right now. NFTs, there's a lot of things coming up. But just, I guess this is a 3-person question, just to, finish this off. What's the one thing that excites each of you? And, everyone's working on different things right now, but what's the one thing that I guess you're looking forward to, or that excites you the most in this space right now?
So for me, it's probably what we're doing with Operation Phoenix, and the stuff and the applications there. It's amazing. That's what really gets me up out of bed in the morning, is being able to watch what Safemoon is able to do in regards to all the items and all the things being coordinated for Operation Phoenix to go off. And that's kind of what I'm excited about, and it's a team effort in regards to supporting that effort and the overall project vision. You have Ryan, handling the product development, Thomas handling the blockchain and providing guidance and information and knowledge and wisdom when it comes to blockchain technology. And then, that's what gets me out of bed. And that's what gets me excited.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think what gets me excited is obviously the products that we're building on top of the blockchain. You know, I've never seen a company approach it the way that we are, as far as using the products that we're building. We're kind of mirroring a practical approach to the economy, right? So you guys don't know the other products that we're working on, but we have really exciting products that can be used in the real world for things that other software products are already built for. And we're taking this and we're reflecting it back onto the blockchain and basically mirroring that utilization for basically the blockchain rather than just fiat currency. So we're using Safemoon as the fuel for these other products in our ecosystem. And this is, if you guys knew the stuff that we're working on behind the scenes as far as our ecosystem, it would just generate a ton of hype, and then we'd have even more. When's this going to launch, and when's that going to launch? So we have to make sure that we do everything in iterations, and we only give as much information as we need. But that's what gets me up in the morning, and then basically taking those products, making them so that they're all connected to each other by utilizing Safemoon as its fuel, and it's really exciting. So that's gets me up in the morning.
Yeah, it's not just the software side of stuff. It's also, for lack of better terms, the hardware stuff that we're doing as well. So we're really excited about that. Thomas.
Yes.
What gets you excited about Safe, about blockchain, and
this is an opportunity to do something huge for the space. I think I succeeded beyond my own, like just looking at the testimonials channel, right? The letters for Papa channel, my own Papa discussion channels, right? That's where I hang out in the morning. The community is really, I'm doing it for the people in the space. We're innovating. It's that part I love. We're disrupting, right? I mean, disruption is not always the best for industries that have people that physically work places, but in the end, the plan is to build upon what was there before, make it faster, better, less friction. So that part gets me excited. Right now, I'm doing what I would do if I was retired. I wouldn't stop doing what I do now if I wasn't, if I was, done working. So the work never ends. I think that, yeah, I love what I do. I'm never gonna stop. I'm cooked. Like Butters can talk as much smack as they want. I'm never gonna stop doing what I do. I didn't stop when nobody knew who I was. I'm not gonna stop when everybody knows who I am.
Yeah. And
it's definitely
this couldn't have come at a better time, because we have the patience of right now. That's pretty much how the world works now, and I'm really glad you guys did this today, because it couldn't have come at a better time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you for the question.
Thank you. All right, next speaker. Oh, we got David. How's it going? We'll give him a second. All right, Katz, let's feed some questions from YouTube and Facebook.
Yes, so we'll lead with some wallet ones. The first one is if Ryan wants to explain exactly the process when a user would be able to download the wallet. How are they accessing their wallet, and what things can they expect?
Yeah, sure. So really just the way that they would access it, obviously, is from when the App Store is released. They'll have two options. They'll be able to import their current wallet. So if they already have a wallet with a mnemonic phrase,
MetaMask or Trust Wallet.
Mask or Trust, correct.
Yeah.
Then they can just go ahead and import that, and they'd be able to view all of their balances from their different cryptos on that. If they don't, then of course they can go ahead and create a new wallet with us, which will also generate private key and they'll have their own passphrase as well with that. So there's two ways of doing that. When they come onto the wallet and they get onboarded, obviously they're going to go through the standard BIP39 encryption. They're going to go ahead and they can set up their Face ID. They'll be able to set up, all their security settings. And when they're in the wallet, they're going to have the option of Ethereum ERC20 tokens and BEP20 tokens. So that's what we'll start. And then that's going to be the MVP. And then as that grows, we're going to be obviously adding even more to that. And then kind of opening the floodgates to, other chains and other tokens and all that good stuff.
And then the way you would access the wallet specifically and download it, Ryan, I believe we're putting the links up on the website again, and then also sharing the links as well on our social platforms, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. And then obviously we're going to be tagging everything correctly on the App Store so that if you guys search Safemoon, you guys will obviously be able to see it in there as well whenever it's launched. But yeah, for just easy link, quick access, we'll make sure to put that in the website.
Awesome. All right, next question,
Yeah,
Kat.
so just on that, you've mentioned about BEP20 and also ETH tokens. What is the Safemoon standard to be on the list? I know that there'll be people listening out there that may have and want to be a part of that, but what is the requirements to be a part of any of the tokens that are listed? Because obviously we've mentioned that there aren't going to be every single token on the wallet. So even though they will still be there, they just won't be visible through the Safemoon wallet. So what's the standard there?
That's an excellent question. So first off, it's going to come down to each token. We take a different approach. So when we were going through our audit processes, when we were talking to exchanges and everything else, they didn't treat us as what we were, which is something new, a tokenomics token. They were kind of looking at it the same way they would look at Dogecoin and Bitcoin. And but by the way, Dogecoin and Bitcoin are different. Dogecoin is different than Litecoin, is different than Bitcoin, is different than Ethereum. But a lot of exchanges were treating them as kind of the same thing, and we don't want to do that. So we look at each one at what they are and what they do. And then the other thing we look at is their developers and their actions and what they do, and if they're trying to lift the space up versus tearing lift the space up versus tearing others down. So it's a few different varieties of it, but each one we take case by case basis for the most part. So Ryan, do you have anything else to add in that regard?
Yeah, I mean, it also has to do with obviously trust, market cap, volume, a lot of other just more metric driven things too. There might be some coins out there that are just right fresh off the I mean, they don't even have for example, a coin market cap listing, or they might not have something where we can plug into our app so that we can give you guys real-time updates and real-time prices on the coin. So that's gets into a little bit more of a difficult situation, especially as when we're adding a coin to or a token to a wallet, because people are going to want to see the prices, and then if they click on the coin they don't see the prices, then it kind of it kind of messes up that user experience. So there's a lot of other things in the back end too that we have to make sure that we're addressing, so that way the user experience for all of you is going to be the best it can possibly be.
Yep. All right. Safemoon Joe, welcome. Trey, welcome.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, how's it going?
Yep.
How's
it going, man?
Actually got two questions. The first one was about the Safemoon being on Webull. Do you guys have anything about that? Know anything about that within Safemoon and Webull, or is that something that because they show the price now, but you still can't buy or anything like that?
Yeah, we were not actively pursuing that. So what we've noticed a lot of the times is some exchanges will just list us, and we hadn't had any conversations with them, and others that we work with, so we either work with them or we don't. But either way, there are exchanges out there and there are platforms that list us. So
okay, And the other question, actually, my chat has actually asked it. They said, "Are you concerned with the SEC regulations on creating a blockchain and ecosystem that does reflections?"
So we have a fantastic team that always looks in regards to the SEC regulations, and I go based off of their legal advice. And at this time, I don't have an opinion on that, and I'll leave it at that. David.
What's going on, guys? What's going on, John, Thomas? Just stuck in the
How's it going?
blockchain here, and plus working out on like Crypto Bully. Wanted to ask you a question. With everything that's being stated, are you going to be updating the roadmap and the white paper to reflect it?
Yes, we are.
And
So we
go,
have
go ahead, John.
Yeah. So the website is being overhauled with the turnover and with the replacements. I've had to transition staff underneath new line leaders or new direct supervisors, and so they're right now getting caught up to speed. But the version 3 of the website will have an updated roadmap, and the white paper is currently being upgraded as well. And we're currently working on incorporating the V2 stats of that.
Yeah, and the website roadmap, it's already designed and it's already programmed as well. So now it's just a matter of entering the data and making sure that the data is in there, it's right and it's planned right.
And the last question, do you think with the CTO and the COO stepping down, it could have been done more professionally? And are you planning to bring in somebody with a little bit more business sense and I guess more experience in the crypto world onto Safemoon's upper management board of directors?
Yes. So right now we have a good short list of folks, PhDs, people who have had 15 plus years of experience, and they're bringing a lot of wisdom to the table. And so that's what we're looking for. But we're also looking for is a good fit. As a company grows and as a company moves people in and out, so does the culture. It ebbs and flows. And sometimes people don't enjoy those culture changes or don't enjoy additional structures being put into place. Yes, would agree that communication from parties could have been better. 100% agree. However, without going further, again, there's policies and labor laws in place, and I'm not allowed to speak on anything further on that.
Totally understand. Honestly, at the end of the day, I come on here and I talk about everything in the crypto space. And when I ask questions about Safemoon, shout out to the Safemoon Army, I'm just asking questions because, at the end of the day, if I'm going to go into something, I want to make sure that, I don't go in blindly. So again, the questions shouldn't be taken as somebody spreading FUD. Would you agree with that, John?
No, I think questions and trying to seek additional knowledge should not be considered as spreading FUD. And then this kind of feeds into kind of another aspect of the crypto space. And I'm sure with everything you've done at PackCoin and everything you've dealt with, there is there is a toxicity in the space, and there is a lot of fake fights that go on between different cryptocurrencies. And if we're going to grow all together and become more adopted, whether you're PackCoin, whether you're Dogecoin, whether you're Safemoon, whether you're Bitcoin, a lot of this infighting needs to stop. And asking questions about each other's products is never wrong, but trying to spread false information is also not right. And so it's finding that happy medium between asking a question versus trying to spread information.
Correct. It's not being Matt Wallace of the world and reading Elon Musk's forehead for the latest news. I get it. I appreciate you boys doing this AMA and speaking out to the people, and I appreciate you answering my questions. I'm invested into Safemoon, so I hope it does well.
I appreciate you coming up and asking your questions and participating in the discussion. So,
yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. Trey. I think he's lost in the blockchain. Thomas, can you read him?
On it.
we'll give him a few moments, but Ryan, we've been the whole team and everyone that's here right now. We've been definitely working for about a month now and implementing more structure in, and this is normal in any company to have turnover or have some people leave, some people stay, and this is just normal. And it's just because we all have very high profile social media profiles that everyone sees this stuff. But it is normal. So
yeah, it is very normal. And I think in startups, like I come from the startup tech world, right? And none of this stuff is really public at all because it's just very, very private. But the nature of crypto, and this is like new for me as far as how public crypto is. And we're not anonymous with who we are. You can go on my LinkedIn and see who I am. We can see who John is. We're taking the approach of we are who we say we are. And like I said, I come from the tech world. All of these things happen typically within the first 2 years. So this is completely normal. Restructuring like this is completely normal. Anyone who's ever had a tech product, who's built one or had one acquired, this is perfectly normal. It's just private when it happens. Just in our case, in crypto, it's public. So
yeah,
a lot of people, they're know how to handle it maybe, and it's new to them and they might get scared. But when you get into more, I would say, investors that are sophisticated, they've seen it, they know that this is normal. And that's why, sophisticated investors who invest in startups and invest in seed rounds and Series A's, they're used to seeing this kind of stuff all the time. So they don't get shaken. They don't, oh my gosh, there's a reorganization. They just know, okay, well, if it needed to happen for the company to move forward faster and better and more structured and more processed, then it needed to happen. And that's something new for a lot of our holders and people who are, watching from the outside. They might not be privy to that type of world. But we're doing all the right things and we're setting the right framework.
Yes, definitely. All right, Katz, let's feed 2 more questions from you, and then we'll take 2 more questions from the Twitter space. Ryan, I know it's early for you. You stayed up for this, so we'll let you go to bed here soon. But Katz, next 2 questions.
So for Safemoon Swap, are there looking to be features such as farm, pool, and bushes for the swap, Ryan?
Yeah, so we'll be adding on to that product line. Right now, where the MVP is going really well. There's been a few little things, like we had one thing where the Ethereum button or the Ethereum option was missing. So we're making sure that's all maintained. We're going through everything, making sure that it's it's stable, and then we're going to be adding more features onto that. And so we're going to be offering more pairs. We're going to be doing other things with the pool. So we'll come out with that once, and that's actually going to be added to their roadmap once we kind of overhaul that roadmap on the website, and then we'll be adding those things. But we'll also, as we add more pairs and as we add more features, we'll also be going through the official channels and letting people know as well. But everything's in stages, right? We had that MVP out. It's stable. It's working well. People are using it. They're loving it. And then we start adding on to it. And the same thing we're going to be doing with the app as well. And then subsequent products.
Definitely.
Sweet. And then let's try and make this a good one. Let's see here. So in terms of internal partnerships and things of that nature, do you have a PR team that is more connected with the community? If not, are you looking to?
So we have a fantastic PR team right now. They've just been dealing with FUD fighting, to be brutally honest. And so they've been, that's what their focus has been. And so we've been scaling that team to meet both the demands of fighting the FUD and working through that, to also integrate and talk with the community more. And that's part of the marketing stuff. That's part of the social media management stuff that's being implemented right now. So yes, there is a plan, and yes, we will have some dedicated folks. All right. We're going to take 2 more questions from here in the Twitter space, and then Ryan, we'll let you go so you can get started a little bit later in the morning. So appreciate you staying up, Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I bleed Safemoon blue turquoise.
Yeah, we all do. All right, Jason, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you. Thanks for having me. Big fan of all of you guys. Love the engagement that you guys have. Awesome. Actually had you. I know you said 2 more questions here, but I actually have a question for all of you. So please be patient. First, with Ryan, thanks for the engagement on Twitter and everything else. Being out there, it's been wonderful. Appreciate it. You talked about we're going to start with the 39-bit security, and I wanted to see what sort of time frame we're looking, and if we're still looking at the 15,000-bit security that was touted earlier in the year.
Yeah. So
I'll just ask all questions now, and I can get to it. And I guess and then to Thomas, wanted to know if we're still looking at for on the exchange 3,000 simultaneous transactions or simultaneously. Still looking to see if that's going to be with the exchange. And then with John, I just wanted to know really if do we have, or does Safemoon have an HR department, and our and how are you guys as far as you guys scaling up to be like you guys are a legitimate company, but to be perceived by those fudders to show yourself a little bit more legit. So that's all I got. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Yeah. Yes. So we do have an HR department, and that department's, I'm going to be honest, every department's always scaling. The Safemoon Army is very large and vast, and we need to make sure we have a structure and framework in place to support all the users and holders that we have. Yes, so we do have an HR department, and that department is scaling rapidly. So
appreciate it.
Yeah. So for my part, so what we've done is, yes, we're starting with bit 39. I kind of went over that, just a little bit of why we're doing this approach and why we're starting with the standard bit 39 first. Basically user adoption, right? Then we start upgrading, and then the upgraded encryption that you're talking about is already being developed. It's already being implemented in the back end as far as the the different products that we're wrapping with it. And that's going to be launched later on in V2 to V3 of the app. So we're pushing for V2 of the app so that way it can be in there. And then that encryption will basically be the company-wide encryption that we're going to be using for all the other products. So I won't go into, like I said, I'm not going to go into too much of that and how that works, but
of course, I appreciate that.
That's my,
And is there any word on the 3,000 simultaneous transactions with the exchange?
Yep. We did actually receive some benchmarking that were, from what I understand, it's higher than that. It was a limitation on the testing equipment report. So I think I want to leave that more to John. But yes, that was the benchmark that we had.
That's incredible, guys. You guys have a wonderful weekend. I appreciate the space, and you guys rock. Thanks.
Thank you. All right. Last Twitter Space speaker, and then you know what? We're going to take a couple more questions from Cats Rust from YouTube and Facebook. But Dibrin, if you'd like to, what questions do you have?
Yeah, thank you for having me. This is Dilbrin from Kurdistan. If anyone knows where is Kurdistan, it's south of Turkey. I'm very big invest in Facebook, on Safemoon. I'm just wondering, there is a couple platforms like OKX, and there is a huge community on there in Middle East. They want to invest in Safemoon, but every time we ask for listing Safemoon on that platform, nobody respond for that comment, and I don't care who come and get out in your team. I don't care. I don't care how many we lost every day or how we get it every day. The most important thing, if you can push it and list it Safemoon on more platform, like provided in Middle East, that will bring the huge number of investor. You know better what I mean. About another thing, blockchain. I think the most important thing you have to work on it. Blockchain. After that, wallet and exchange. If you have wallet and exchange and you work it on another coin blockchain, that's not be helpful if you got your own blockchain. That will bring more burning to this process and bring more people and bring more what we say honest for this whole process. That's all. I just asking and asking to your team to list Safemoon on OKX. That's provided in Middle East, and I think it is about 20, maybe 25 billion dollar in one day, just one day. You know, they have a more powerful in Middle East. I don't know what's problem.
So we're always looking for additional partners in the space. We're always looking for providing more accessibility to users, and one of our focuses is both both accessibility and quality, and we want to ensure that experience is translated across the entire globe. And so the wallet will help with accessibility across the globe and the Middle East and Southeast Asia, Africa, Europe, United States, etc. So the wallet launch will help with that. But again, we're always looking for additional exchange partners to work with. But that's a process of itself, and we continue to work on those exchange partnerships. But right now, our priority is the wallet, because it'll solve the same thing. More people will be able to access Safemoon and be able to do things with Safemoon when they use the wallet, and that's distributed worldwide.
Okay, thank you for having me. Have a good one.
Thank you, Dilbert.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. All right, Cats, Russ, let's go ahead and field those last two questions.
Yes, last two. So more of a fun one is, are you thinking about different areas such as, well, one, esports, and then sports in general in terms of sponsorships?
So it's no secret that I do like esports. We are looking at stuff like that, but while it might not be our main focus, it is something that we're always open to.
Perfect. And then I think the final one is, how is everyone in the team behind the scenes, people we may not know, in terms of handled the situation, and how do we all feel about moving forward and progressing more as a unit, as a team? The communication and stuff like that. If you just explain a bit more about what it is you guys as a company are going to do for the community moving forward, because I know that the community does feel a little bit lackluster previously with communication and that sort of thing.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the team has been handling this exemplary. Everyone at Safemoon, I have a requirement: professionalism. I have dedication to the users and the holders, and make sure they have a high work ethic. But the main portion is they need to be committed to Safemoon, the Safemoon army, the users. And if they don't share that priority, I'm not going to hold them within the company. In terms of the future, I mean, Ryan, the framework is being built. Like, this is exactly what we needed to really push this, better, faster, quicker, stronger, moving forward. And you have everything happening in the product development space. everything that you're building out on your side. We have Thomas building out on his side, and every remaining team member. We've always been 100% committed to the Safemoon vision, to Operation Phoenix, to the Safemoon holders and users, and that commitment is our number one priority. It is to our users, and providing quality, security, and accessibility in all of our products that we provide. And if somebody doesn't share that policy, we're not gonna stop them from leaving. So super bright future. Ryan, you did your resubmission to the Google Play Store. iOS is soon to follow after, and then we have some other products that we haven't really talked about being integrated in the back end. So Ryan and Thomas, any other comments on that?
Yeah, I'll say that what this has done is actually brought here in product, at least in product, it's brought us a lot closer. The team is a lot more united. Everyone here on the team is here because they want to change the world and they're passionate about what they do. Every single person. So we have really no changes at all in product. No one's moving right now in product at all, and we have all the same team set up, and people are more energized than ever. So just to give that clarity.
Yeah, and we're super excited about these next few months. Super excited about December. Ryan, you've got to rack out here, so we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I want to thank everyone for tuning in, everyone here in the Twitter space. I want to thank everyone who's watching and listening on Facebook, who's watching on YouTube. We really appreciate all the questions and the great discussion that we had today. And we'll be doing these again, here soon. So thank you everyone for watching. We'll go ahead and conclude it here. Ryan, go get some rest. You got a busy day tomorrow.
Will do.
All right.
Thanks
Thank you, everyone.